Hey, I'm Craig.
And I'm Regina.
And this is Homegrown, a series about our journey as we turn a house into a self-sustaining home.
We are going to be growing our own food, capturing water, and to generate some of its own energy.
To be sustainable as we can be in suburbia. So let's get homegrown. G'day and welcome to another episode of Homegrown. I'm Craig. Last episode, just a recap. I was making circle beds, getting the soil ready, sheet mulching, and stuck the bigger trees in the middle of each circle. And what I'm trying to do is create a food forest. So mimic a forest, but grow food. Pretty ideal. Since then, I've found some limestone and started building a perimeter. That helps keep the mulch inside and also it looks pretty cool. So, a bit of a win-win going on there. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Today, we're actually planting. So the biggest challenge here is the heat for summer, and now that's going to be super reflective. That's going to be coming into my veranda, heating the house, and that means it's going to get a bit saucy inside, and don't want to be turning on air cons to cool the house down because all that energy is waste. So my plan is basically if we can reduce the reflection out here, then we can cool this whole place down. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, good pun, right? So the plants I've got is mainly squash and sweet potato. The reason being is because they're really vigorous. That means they're going to be growing real fast and they produce some delicious little tubers, and also it's going to be a wicked ground cover. And that hopefully is reducing all that sun hitting the ground and bouncing back up. It's just going to be absorbed by those sun-loving squash. So I'll grab my seeds, some compost, and get planting. Now, that's a bit of dill that we collected, and we've got kale, rocket, lots of greens, some radishes because they grow so fast, and this one's really good, watermelon. Actually looks like a watermelon, and it's actually a sweet tasting radish, like especially when you roast it, and it grows so fast. Within 3 weeks you'll be able to harvest that. So just to give you an idea of how fast that is really, most vegetables take at least 6 to 9 weeks before you can harvest them. So that sucker is probably the fastest growing vegetable you can grow. So check out radishes. They're underrated, but they're pretty good. So basically what I'm going to be doing is trying to work with the sun, put them in the best spot. Got my shade from the trees, so that's the east. And then we got the west behind me. That's the north. So anything that doesn't really love full sun, we can put in this area, and then everything else that loves the sun, we'll put it more in the front. Got my lettuces in the back, and so yeah, that's the plan. So we'll get these in the ground and get growing. Let's go.
I wish the time could stand. I wish the sun never goes down. There's a future ahead of us, but the future can wait. But the future can wait. One day we will look back and remember times like that. It will taste an even sweeter, but the past remains the past. But the past remains the past.
So basically, what I'm doing is just making these little nests and then sprinkling my seeds in the middle and just grabbing my compost and chucking it on top. And then I just lightly cover with the hay or straw. And then that just stops the compost drying out and allows the light to hit the seeds so they germinate. And that's basically it. So it's pretty easy. So I'm going to keep putting in my more shaded stuff on this side. And then on the front, get some ground cover growing. And some marigold in the middle, actually. Get some marigold. That's going to be a good flower. Smells awesome and attracts all the great beneficial predators. It just sounds weird when I say it. And they are gonna basically get all the aphids and other little bugs if you start giving them little homes. Now, one of the cool things in permaculture is all these principles and patterns from observing how nature works. And one of the principles is use diversity. And the reason behind that is in nature, you don't just have one plant going for miles and miles. You'll have a variety and they all contribute together. And that's basically how we can stop pests and disease and those kind of things in the garden. So we don't need to spray, don't need to use pesticides and things. So we're going to be planting as much diversity as we can fit in these circles to generate resilience. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to put sun-loving stuff, chilies and capsicums, and I also have my blueberries just sitting along the edge here. So we'll put a marigold right in the middle, and that will get all the flowers popping and also bring in some bees so that my blueberries get pollinated. So we'll get that on. these little guys are sugar snap peas. Now, one, they're delicious. Two, they are great because they actually add nitrogen to the soil. So they're nitrogen fixing plants. And basically anything with a little pod fixes nitrogen. So if you want to fix some soil up, get some peas, beans, anything really, and with pods, it'll fertilise your garden. So another little tip, little growing tip that I picked up along the way. So we'll put some of these little fellas in. Now what I'm going to do here is I've got some passion fruit marigold growing, and now what I'm going to do is get some cuttings and chuck it in some of my gardens so I don't have to actually grow this one from seed. Okay, got my little marigolds, and just a little tip for you: when you take cuttings, just snip off the bottom little branches until you leave just the top quarter. Don't snip them too close to the stem because they're going to turn into little roots later. And then you just get a little stick and you just put a little hollow in the ground, so we don't break the stem when you put it in there. And then just put the soil tight around the edge. And you just got to keep it watered for a little bit. Make sure you water at least once a day, and hopefully it takes, and then it'll establish itself and turn into a delicious passion fruit marigold. Hey, Pickle, hey? Mouse hunter. Yeah. Well, I call her grey worm. She likes it. It's a compliment. All right, let's go. So that's one circle down. There we go. So that basically shows how I'm going to plant each circle, and as I go around I will change it up. Won't we? Yeah, we will. Yeah. And sweet potatoes for this little guy. He loves them. He loves them. Yeah. So that's it for this episode. We've still got lots to do. Still got to sort out the retic. So I'm really looking forward to showing you guys those bits. So thanks for tuning in, and if you did like this, please subscribe and like, and I'll keep posting. So thanks a lot. I'll see you guys next time.